Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to KSR's rapid reaction of Kentucky's 74-52 win over Missouri. With today's win, Kentucky is now 15-1 and 2-0 in the SEC. I want to get excited. I want to be happy about this win, and I am. I mean, we're gonna get to the actual basketball part of it in a second. Like, this is a really actually like a pretty solid win. Like, Missouri kept it close with Texas for number 2 Texas, that is, for a while. For pretty much the majority of that game, the last game they played, and then Kentucky beats them by 22, right? But unfortunately, I can't get super excited, at least right now, because we just learned that Tiani Key has a dislocated right elbow. Third quarter, I want to say about middle of the third quarter, maybe a little bit later. Um, down here, going towards the far sideline, Tiani Key dives for a loose ball, and she, like, two players dive. It's Tiani and a Missouri player dive for the loose ball. Tiani lands on top of the Missouri player, lands awkwardly, and then I guess lands. I couldn't see from my vantage point, but based on the injury and based on what I heard, sounds like she just landed really awkwardly on that arm and dislocated her right elbow. Um, we don't have a timetable for a return or anything like that. Um, I would assume it's pretty much all dependent on if anything else happened, right? Like, I think they know it's a dislocated elbow, but was anything torn? Did anything else move out of place? Something like that. Um, I'm not a medical expert, and again, we didn't get a timetable for any kind of return or anything, but I think optimistically, you're looking about, I would say, second or third week of February, right? Kind of middle of February. I think you're looking optimistically. Super pessimistic, obviously, be out. She's out for the season. I I would assume, just based on the way people were kind of talking about the elbow injury, I don't think you would be thinking she's out for the season, but I think, again, you're kind of expecting she's going to be out for at least a month, right? And so that just really sucks because obviously Tiani's a great player, works her ass off, right? I mean, first game back from injury, she missed 2 games prior to LSU, comes back against LSU, has 17 and 16, plays great, and was having a solid game here. I think she finished with, like, I want to say it was like 5.6 rebounds or something like that. Like, she was having a good game for all things considered, and then that play happens. I was listening to Kenny talk with Darren Hedrick on the radio, and that's when he revealed it was a dislocated right elbow, freak accident, all of that kind of stuff. It just really sucks because Tiani gives you, she gives you a spark for one, but she brings so much size. I mean, you all know the drill. You've seen her play. It sucks a lot. And, again, the poor kid had to miss 2 games and is going to miss a good amount probably of her senior season. It's super unfortunate. To put any kind of glimmer of positivity on that, to kind of spin it in any positive direction. We've seen this Kentucky team without Tiani Key already, right? We saw those 2 games. We've seen her maybe when she's in foul trouble and she's not playing. We've seen her on the bench in general. Kaylin Carroll has done a really good job of kind of stepping up in her place, but now we're here in SEC play. We know Tiani Key can bring it defensively. Now it's going to be a big question mark about Kaylin Carroll. And, of course, the starting lineup, which I would expect to be the starting lineup, from now on until Tiani Key comes back, would be the lineup we saw when she was out originally, which is Toni Morgan, Asia Boone, Amelia Hassett. I'm sorry. What am I missing here? Toni Morgan, Asia Boone, Jordan Obi, Amelia Hassett, Claire Strack. Yeah, so that's what I would expect the starting lineup to be, just what we saw in those 2 games. We know that lineup can give you a good scoring punch. It just sucks because you lose some of that size. You put Asia Boone at the 2 and slide everybody else down, and then you bring in Tiani, or excuse me, you bring in, like I said, Asia, and you slide everybody else down. Well, you lose Tiani, 6'5", super long, and that just really sucks. But just to the game itself, Toni Morgan, man, she is playing with some elite levels of confidence. I mean, Toni Morgan, it doesn't matter where on the court. There's not even really a point for a 3-point line for her right now. Because if she gets the ball and she's open, she's going to let it fly. All right? Toni Morgan started this game hitting her first 3 shots, and then she finishes today's game after having 24 points, 12 assists, no turnovers in the game winner at LSU. She turns right back around and has 18 points and 14 assists against Missouri. And she had 3 turnovers today, but that's still a really good assist-to-turnover ratio, right? But it's not one of her signature no turnover games. But still, a great outing from her. And again, like you saw, like the first 3 she hit was, I think, almost in like the exact spot where, like if this was LSU's floor, like the exact spot where she hit that game winner. And she was loving it. She was, feeling great. She was, again, just taking shots. And guys, I gotta say, that's terrifying if I'm an opponent. If I'm Kelly Harper trying to scout against that, or if I'm name your SEC coach trying to scout against that, that's kind of scary, don't you think? Like, to watch Toni Morgan, who's been this great distributor all season, now she's like, I'm actually just gonna go score on your ass. And and when you decide to finally guard me and not worry about the distributors, then I'll just pass it out to them too and have an 18-14 kind of game. It's brilliant stuff from her. I did an article last night. Maybe got lost in the shuffle a little bit of the Alabama post-game stuff right from the men. She's improving her draft stock with every single game. So Toni Morgan just doing great stuff. Claire Strack had another really good game. I believe it was 19 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals for her. I mean, Claire Strack, man, just continues to do what she does. Had a really good game today, which is funny because I say that like it's a bounce back game. She had like 15 points, 9 rebounds against LSU. But, of course, the fouls and everything, you think of that LSU game. Like, I don't even think we really even talked about her after that game, but she played, I guess, pretty well, all things considered, against LSU. Just funny how 15-9 is like this off game, and she goes, puts up this ridiculous stat line today, and it's like, oh, okay, she's back to normal, right? Asia Boone, 9 points on 3 3-pointers made, got 4 rebounds, good stuff from her as well. Amelia, shout out Millie, right? She didn't do really anything, against LSU, and then comes back here. I think she started 0 of 3 from the field, and you're like, man, is she going to go through this cold stretch again like she kind of did, towards the end of last season? And then you just see where, I guess I don't know if it's just she just keeps on shooting, right? The shooter just keeps on putting the ball in the air, and it goes in finally, or what happened there. But, I mean, shots start falling. I think she had 8.7 rebounds. I think she had like 2 steals, 2 blocks or something like that. Like, she filled up the stat sheet, all things considered, too, which you have to love to see. But in the end, like I said, this is a really good win. 74-52, a 22-point win. This is a team that was up by 3 against Texas after the first quarter. Or, I don't know if it was up by 3, but I know they were down by 3 at the half against Texas. So, you would have thought the way that game started, Missouri was a top 5 team. And they came into this game 12-4 under Kelly Harper last season, without Kelly Harper as the head coach. I don't remember that head coach's name off the top of my head, but they won 14 games the whole year. So Missouri is off to a really hot start this season. You had seen where, like, they kept it close against Texas, and then the game before, they weirdly went to overtime against Kansas City. But like I said on the podcast or a rapid reaction somewhere, not the Kansas City Chiefs or the Royals or anything like that, just Kansas City College or University. So that was a bit weird. But like I said, Kentucky gets the 74-52 win. Cats will look to play no, Oklahoma's next home game, but that is not the next game in general. Alabama on the road on Thursday. That'll be an interesting one. Alabama is currently 14-1. They lost their SEC opener against South Carolina, of all teams. I don't think it was super competitive. I think South Carolina won by, I want to say, like 15 or 16 points. But, Alabama started the year 14-0. So you got to go play that team on the road now, and it'll be interesting to kind of see how Kentucky does. Like I said, I'm Phoenix Stevens here at historic Memorial Coliseum with KSR's Rapid Reaction from the win. If you like this Rapid Reaction, I know it's not been the happiest because of Tiani's injury, but if you like the content regardless, like, comment, subscribe, and do all those wonderful things for us. We really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time. Thank you so much. Go Cats.